Who said a decent shotgun requires emptying your wallet? I'll tell you straight from the first second, that's a myth. Today we start head-on, no detours. If you're looking for performance, reliability, and real value, I'm going to show you why many inexpensive shotguns outperform much pricier rigs. Make yourself comfortable. This goes straight to the target. Savage Slug, bolt-action precision, where it counts. The Savage Slug is a bolt-action shotgun built to do one thing extremely well: deliver predictable long-range slug hits with rifle-like consistency. It's the tool for hunters who need single-shot authority when shotguns must perform like rifles. Don't confuse cheap for weak. This platform earns its stripes. Under the hood sits a 22-inch carbon steel barrel with a rifling twist tuned to a 1 in 24 twist, optimized to stabilize modern slugs and improve downrange accuracy. The barrel and receiver wear a non-reflective matte black finish that keeps you unseen on the glass and reduces glare when the sun drops. Feeding is handled by a 2-round detachable box magazine, giving you quick reloads without fuss, and the single-stage bolt locks up like a safe. Quiet, solid, repeatable. Savage loaded this rig with fit systems meant for shooters who demand a custom feel. The AccuFit spacers and AccuStock bedding let you dial length of pull and cheek weld until the gun feels like an extension of your skeleton. The AccuTrigger is user-tunable from 2.5 to 6 pounds, letting you set a crisp break that doesn't flinch in the moment the trigger is pulled. That kind of adjustability is rare on a shotgun at this price. Controls are ambidextrous where they matter. Bolt release and magazine release are friendly to left or right-handed operators. A one-piece rail base on the receiver gives you a rock-solid platform for scopes, and the matte finish pairs perfectly with modern optics. At 7.34 pounds and 43 inches overall, it balances carryability with stable aiming. For $629, you get slug-specific engineering and serious accuracy potential. No compromise, just intent. Want to trade buckshot spread for surgical slug shots? This is the ticket. Rossi Tuffy Turkey Single Shot. If you want a tool that proves simplicity can beat complexity, meet the Rossi Tuffy Turkey Single Shot. This is not a multi-stage gadget. It is a single-purpose, single-minded hunting instrument built to make every shot count. For folks stalking spring gobblers, nothing replaces a deliberate, well-placed blast. The Rossi Tuffy Turkey gives you that with surgical clarity at a jaw-dropping price of $199. It's a break-action design chambered in caliber 20, featuring a 26-inch smoothbore barrel that balances reach and swing without the extra bulk. The barrel and frame are forged from durable alloy steel with a matte black finish that resists wear and hides glare at first light. Unloaded, the rifle weighs a mere 65.6 ounces, so you can stalk all morning without your shoulder turning to jelly. The overall length is 41 inches, with a slim profile of 1.6 inches, making it easy to slip through thick cover or brush. Functionally, the simplicity is the point. Single shot, break open, load, close, and fire. No magazines, no shells to fumble, no complex manipulations when the bird steps into the lane. The safety system is basic but trustworthy. A thumb safety and a transfer bar for positive engagement. For sights, a bead front sight gives fast acquisition in dawn light. It's intentionally minimal so you can focus on shot placement. The stock is a light polymer, sculpted for carry comfort and camouflaged to mossy oak obsession pattern for real concealment in timber. For hunters who prize stealth, weight savings, and absolute reliability, the Rossi Tuffy Turkey punches way above its class. It forces you to be patient, precise, and deliberate. The exact virtues a turkey hunt rewards. Winchester SXP Hybrid Hunter Pump Action. If you want a shotgun that feels like a pro rig without the sticker shock, meet the Winchester SXP Hybrid Hunter Pump Action. This gun is built for hunters who put miles on boots and shells through the mud. It's practical, rugged, and unapologetically effective. Exactly what you want when field conditions turn ugly and the pressure is high. The Hybrid Hunter pairs a composite stock finished in camouflage with a flat dark earth-coated receiver and an aluminum alloy barrel for corrosion resistance and weight savings. It's chambered for 3.5 inch and 3-inch shells in the caliber 12 version, and for 3-inch shells in caliber 20, which means you can tailor load power to the quarry, everything from waterfowl to small game. The barrel length measures 26 inches, and overall length runs to 47 inches, delivering a balance between swing and stability. What sets this platform apart is the Super X pump action. It cycles fast and clean under stress, No sticky slides, no hesitation. Just positive lockup every time. The system works with a 4-lug rotating bolt for solid lockup, and a chromed chamber and bore reduce fouling and smooth feeding. Factory comes with 3 Invector Plus chokes, full, modified and improved cylinder, so you get patterning flexibility out of the box. Ergonomics matter. Length of pull and balance keep follow-up shots instinctive, and the True Glow fiber optic sight cuts acquisition time at dawn and dusk. The gun tips the scales at about 6 pounds and 14 ounces. Light enough for long treks but stable when you mount it. At $299, the Winchester SXP Hybrid Hunter is the kind of practical upgrade that pays dividends in the field. The Maverick 88 is the kind of shotgun that punches above its price and won't embarrass you in the field. This is a caliber 20 pump gun that does the basics with brutal competence. Quick target acquisition, light carry weight, and patterns that behave when you need them to. For $269, you're not buying flash. You're buying repeatable performance. Start with the barrel, a 22-inch tube with a ventilated rib that gives you a clean sight plane and instinctive tracking on moving targets. The included modified choke helps center pellets for reliable hits on clays and upland birds without having to swap tubes in the middle of a string. The stock is synthetic and finished in mossy oak bottomland camo, so it takes punishment and hides in the brush. Unloaded weight sits at roughly 5.25 pounds, which translates to all-day comfort on long sits or hikes. Ergonomics are built for shooters who move. The length of pull and compact profile keep the gun manageable for smaller frame shooters and juniors, while still feeling solid in an adult hand. Capacity is 5+1 rounds, a sensible balance between being lightweight and staying in the action. The action itself cycles like a true workhorse, positive, predictable, and forgiving when your hands are cold or your gloves are wet. This platform doesn't beg for optics. It's built to be aimed with instinct and executed with intent. The dual bead sight setup gives a redundant reference in low light, and the chambering for 3-inch shells keeps options open for heavier hunting loads when needed. For hunters and shooters who demand affordability without surrendering function, the Maverick 88 is a surgical choice. Mossberg 590, the workhorse that refuses to quit. If you want a shotgun that has earned its reputation through blood, sweat, and hard deployments, meet the Mossberg 590. This is the kind of tool that doesn't make excuses. It shows up, locks up, and performs in the worst of conditions. Exactly why so many professionals and serious homeowners swear by it. This isn't flash, it's functional steel. Built around a field-proven pump-action platform, the Mossberg 590 is chambered for caliber 12 with support for 3-inch shells, giving you shotgun power that translates from the blind to the entryway. The barrel measures 18.5 inches, finished in Patriot brown that fights corrosion and hides wear. The tube holds 6+1 rounds, putting significant staying power in a compact package that still handles nimbly when the adrenaline spikes. What separates this rig is practicality turned into engineering. The cylinder bore choke delivers a wide, confident spread for close work, and the factory fiber optic front sight makes target acquisition instantaneous when seconds matter. The receiver is rugged, the action is toolless to strip on the bench, and the man-sized safety is intuitive under stress. The stock is compact and synthetic, built to be slapped around and still perform. Mount it with a red dot, add a rail, slap on a light. This shotgun will adapt and keep kicking. It's why patrol units trust it and why homeowners feel secure with it parked by the closet. At a street price around $590, you get military-grade thinking in a retail package. This gun doesn't ask for admiration. It asks for respect. It rewards training, punishes complacency, and stands ready when you aren't. We open with a genuine market stunner, the Pointer Acrios. It's not a collector's piece and it doesn't pretend to be, but its ratio of cost to actual performance is almost criminal. This shotgun is offered in caliber 12, caliber 20, caliber 28, and caliber 410, and it ships with a 28-inch barrel and a total length of 45 inches. Measurements that translate into an honest balance between reach and controllable handling in the field. Visually, it surprises. A Turkish walnut stock and matching forend lend it an appearance more commonly found on Pressure models, giving the gun a refined look that contradicts its price tag. Where the Acrios really stands out is practical design. A raised ventilated rib puts your eye on a solid sight plane. A fiber optic front sight speeds target acquisition. and chrome-lined barrels deliver durability and reliable performance when conditions go south. The package includes 5 chokes, letting you tailor your pattern for clay targets, upland birds like grouse, or straightforward yard defense. The trigger breaks clean and crisp. The receiver comes with laser engraving that suggests attention to detail, and functional extractors keep spent hulls clearing efficiently so your cadence doesn't falter. All of these features arrive at a street price of $449, an almost unbelievable value that nevertheless checks out. If concealment matters, the Acrios is available in mossy oak bottomlands and Realtree Max 5 camouflage schemes. If you prefer a tougher, more tactical aesthetic, there are variants that lean that way as well. Bottom line, the Pointer Acrios reshapes expectations at this price point, and that's only the opening salvo. Which firearm do you think can top this offering for under $600? Benelli Nova, tactical, the no-nonsense workhorse. If you want a shotgun that simply keeps working when everything else is falling apart, meet the Benelli Nova Tactical. This is not a fashion piece. It's a purpose-built pump-action shotgun designed for home defense, tactical use, and no-drama range days. If reliability is your religion, this gun is pew-worthy. Built around a black synthetic stock and a matte blued receiver and barrel, the Benelli Nova Tactical wears hard use like armor. It measures 40 inches overall with an 18-inch barrel, which means it moves fast in tight spaces without being a handful when you need to mount it fast. The Comfortech recoil system is a standout. This setup soaks up recoil, so you can get back on target faster after each shot. This model chambers both 2 and 3/4 inch and 3 and 1/2 inch shells, giving you flexibility from light target loads to hard-hitting defensive rounds. The factory ships it with a fixed cylinder choke and rifle-style open sights, which are a simple, proven solution for close-quarters acquisition. It also comes with a drilled and tapped receiver so you can add optics or a red dot if you want to modernize the setup. Capacity sits at 4+1 cartridges, which is compact but practical for defensive scenarios. Length of pull runs at 13.38 inches, and the overall weight clocks in at about 7.6 pounds, striking a useful balance between stability and maneuverability. The action is smooth under stress, the slide release is intuitive, and the forend gives you a sure purchase even with gloves or wet hands. At $449, the Benelli Nova Tactical is a tough, honest tool that refuses to quit. Stoeger P3000. Value that punches above its weight. The Stoeger P3000 is proof that smart design and rugged parts beat hype every time. This pump-action 12-gauge is built to stay in the fight, and it won't ask you for a second mortgage to do it. It wears a black synthetic stock and a blued receiver and barrel that shrug off mud, sweat, and heavy use. The barrel measures 28 inches, giving you solid swing and patterning without turning the gun into a load on the shoulder. The front sight is a fiber optic red bead that locks your eye to the target in an instant. That kind of simplicity matters when you need a fast, honest sight picture. This model is chambered for 2 and 3/4 inch and 3-inch shells, so you can run light target loads or step up to heavier hunting or defensive rounds. Magazine capacity is 5+1 rounds, enough to stay in the action for most scenarios without lugging extra magazines. The action itself is built like a workhorse, smooth, positive, and forgiving when the weather or your hands get slippery. Ergonomics are tuned for instinctive handling. Length of pull, balance, and a modest overall weight, about 6.9 pounds, make this shotgun comfortable for long days in the field or repeated strings at the range. The forend gives you a rock-solid purchase for fast follow-up shots, and the receiver features mounting points should you want to add lights or optics later. At $329, the Stoeger P3000 is the kind of buy that punches well above its price tag. It's not a boutique build. It's a tool for people who need a dependable partner. Choose CZ Teal, over-under elegance that punches above its price. If you want a shotgun that looks like it belongs in a collector's case but performs like it was built for the line of fire, meet the CZ Teal. This over-under caliber 12 isn't flash for flash's sake. It's balance, control, and reliability wrapped in a finish that makes you proud to shoulder it on the line. From the first mount, you feel the design, smooth, deliberate, and deadly efficient. The CZ Teal ships with 28-inch barrels and a ventilated rib that makes target acquisition instinctive. That rib, combined with a sharp bead front sight, gives you an immediate sight plane for fast-moving targets, clays or upland birds, without fuss. The gun's safety on the tang doubles as a barrel selector, a little detail that turns stressful split-second decisions into muscle memory. The mechanical trigger system ensures the bottom barrel will fire even if the top misfires, an old-school reliability feature that keeps you in the game. Weight is an asset here. At 7.9 pounds, the CZ Teal settles into your shoulder with authority, smoothing follow-ups and taming recoil for extended strings. The barrels wear a deep glossy chrome finish against a receiver with tasteful engraving, and the stock is Turkish walnut with checkering that bites in when you need control. It's not delicate, it's refined and work-ready. Out of the box you get 5 chokes, giving you the ability to tailor patterns for literally any field condition. That kind of versatility matters when everything depends on pattern and timing. For shooters who want to step up in handling without stepping into luxury pricing, the CZ Teal is a surgical upgrade. Stevens by Savage 301, Turkey single-shot simplicity. When the situation calls for one shot and nothing wasted, the Stevens by Savage 301 answers like a promise. This is a purpose-built, single-shot break action for turkey hunting, stripped of distractions and tuned for the moment when hesitation costs a bird. It's the kind of tool that forces discipline, deliberate mount, clean sight picture, one decisive pull. Built on a 26-inch carbon steel barrel finished in matte black, the 301 is engineered to be both durable and unobtrusive at first light. The single-shot design keeps weight down and reliability high. No magazines, no feeding failures, just a chamber you can trust. Unloaded weight sits at about 5.07 pounds, which translates into less fatigue on long afternoons in the blind and easier carry through swamp and timber. This model is chambered in caliber 410 with a windchoke tube that helps control the pattern, critical when your margin for error is slim and pellets need to cluster tight on the target. The front sight is a simple bead, positioned for fast acquisition when a gobbler steps into range. Stocks come in mossy oak obsession camo on a synthetic platform, giving you concealment and resistance to weather without adding unnecessary bulk. A recoil pad softens the hit, and the fixed stock keeps mounting consistent for repeatable aim. Functionally, the 301 is about confidence. Break the action, chamber one shell, close it, and know exactly what's coming. For turkey hunters who prize reliability and stealth over capacity, that clarity matters. It's a tool that teaches good habits and rewards precise execution. This lineup proves you don't need to break the bank to get reliable scatter and serious value. From the field-ready Pointer Acrios to the battle-tested Mossberg 590, each gun here earns its place through practical features, honest engineering, and real-world capability. Buy smart, train harder, and prioritize fundamentals over flash. Match the platform to the mission, pattern your loads, zero your sights, and practice transitions until they're instinct. Spend your dollars on the things that matter: ammo, training, and a clean, maintained shotgun. Which of these would you shoulder first when it's time to perform?